everybody, it's Camille Martin with Love to Lose, and I'm going to teach you how to love your life and lose the weight. In today's video, I want to talk about the role of identity in your habits. Your habits are shaped by how you see yourself, and if you have habits that you want to change or that you're not crazy about, chances are you are holding on to identities that are not serving you. So in the video today, I'm going to talk about how identity and habit work together and how to change the identities that are holding you back. The first thing to be aware of is that you see yourself as a certain kind of person, but you're just not really aware of it, and most of us are not. And your identity is what is shaping your habits, and then your habits then reinforce the identity that you have for yourself. We all have good identities and bad identities that we associate with, and the trick is to figure out which ones are not serving you and then work on changing those. Here's a good example from my life of a good identity that I have for myself. About 25 years ago, I gradually worked toward becoming a vegetarian. I actually wasn't planning on it, but it happened anyway. And since I have eaten this way for 25 years plus, it's really easy for me to see myself as a vegetarian. And the more I see myself this way, the easier it is for me to eat healthy food. So you can see how my identity as vegetarian helps reinforce certain behaviors that have then become habits. Okay, here's an example of a bad identity that I have set up for myself that I strongly identify with and that I need to probably work on changing. I see myself as a go-getter in the extreme, and because of that, I'm usually packing my schedule full and I'm racing around in a hurry. A side effect of that identity as a go-getter is that I have a tendency to be an aggressive driver. Used to be leaning toward road rage, but I have really fixed that. But you can see how my identity as a go-getter and racing around and being in a hurry led to me becoming an aggressive driver. And the more aggressively I drive, the more I keep seeing myself as someone who has lots to do and places to go. Here are some examples that may be working in your life with identities that you may have. So for example, if you see yourself as, I'm just not a workout person, it's going to be really hard for you to develop a consistent workout routine. Or if you see yourself as a junk food junkie, how hard is it going to be for you to eat tons of fruits and vegetables? Pretty hard. If you see yourself as a night owl, it's going to be hard for you to get up early in the morning to get things done. You can see how powerful identity is in shaping all of your habits, and trying to change your habits without changing your identity first is like trying to steer a ship in one direction when the rudder is pointing it in the direct opposite direction. So if you want to really be effective in changing your habits and make it so much easier on yourself, work on changing your identity. And I'm going to give you 3 steps now on exactly how to do it. Step number 1 is to change your story. We're all walking around all day with these stories we're telling ourselves and we're just not being aware of it. So the first strategy and the first step is to spot the story. So for example, if you're telling yourself, I'm addicted to carbs, I just love carbs, well, that's not going to help you eat more fruits and vegetables. So when you hear yourself saying things like that, spot it, stop it in its tracks, and change it to something better. For example, I am learning to love fruits and vegetables. Step number 2 is to use visualization. There is nothing more powerful than visualizing exactly what you want. So if your goal is to eat fewer carbs and to eat more fruits and vegetables, see yourself as the person who is doing that and put lots of detail in it. So you could, for example, get a visual of yourself loading up on produce at the grocery store or coming home and happily chopping up all your fruits and vegetables and dumping them into your brand new Vitamix. And when you start visualizing yourself as that person, whatever you see in your mind, you're going to bring it into reality. Step number 3 is to practice your new identity and to practice the habit that goes with it. To use our previous example of chopping fruits and vegetables and learning to love eating in a new way, you would then take all the fruits and vegetables that you visualized yourself chopping, and while you are actually doing it, visualize the person that you are becoming. You can see yourself with clear, glowing skin and a lean, toned body while you're actually physically chopping up all of your produce. And then you can reinforce that by telling yourself your new story, which is, I'm really loving learning how to eat this way. The more you practice it, the easier it will become. You know, I've learned throughout my life that there's always something going on deeper under the surface that we're just not seeing. If you've been working on changing your habits to no avail by using willpower and forcing yourself to make all of these changes, it's worth investigating where your behaviors are coming from. And 9 times out of 10, it's attached to an identity that is not serving you. So don't make it harder than it needs to be. Make it easy on yourself and use these 3 strategies to help fix the identities that are holding you back. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, click like. And if you found it useful, I would love it if you would share it with a friend. If you're not already signed up for my weekly newsletter, head over to my website at camillemartinrd.com and get signed up so you can get more tips, inspiration, and motivation on your weight loss journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you here next time on Love to Lose.